be recorded.
Good evening and welcome to the February 17th meeting of the Belchertown Select Board. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I will open the floor up for public comment. Do we have any?
We do not have any tonight.
Is there anyone with us virtually that has a public comment? Okay, I'll close public comment. Do we have any documents to sign?
No.
No documents to sign. Okay, there's out of necessity, there is an amended agenda, and we will be going into executive session upon the completion of our meeting here. So I'm sorry we couldn't get this out to the public sooner, but this is purely out of necessity. With that, Steve, I'll send it over to you.
Sure. Did you want to announce in addition to the agenda as well tonight?
Which one? Oh, the
Executive Office, Housing and Living Communities, or are you going to hold off on that? The letter?
Yes. I am going to add a letter for the board to look at that is from NHP, which we'll go into what that is, but it's through a potential partnership with EDIC. Does that work?
Yep.
And could I ask you to put that where it would be most appropriate?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that under discussion action items on 6.
Perfect.
All right. So we have 3 appointments tonight. We have a public hearing for an application for a Class 2 license for vehicle sales at 122 Federal Street. That's at 6:50, and it is a posted public hearing, so we can't take that early. We also have the MVP2 group coming in to present about the Resilient Housing Trust project that they're working on. And we have one of our communications committee members, Ed Comeau. He has been working with the Quabbin Watershed stewards on a separate project, and he wants to talk to the board tonight about a proposal of resolution in support of the Quabbin Watershed legislation. So we can take either of those, whoever's ready, and we can move on.
Who's ready? Are you ready?
You want to go?
Why don't we go in order, just because
Sure.
here we are. The application for a Class 2 license.
Can't do that one.
It's just 6:50.
Right.
Oh, it's 6:50, excuse me. If it's 6:50,
Give me a second.
What do we do?
do you think we can do MVP 2.0 in 15 minutes?
I would recommend we do Ed first.
You can or
I think
no?
it'll be shorter.
I think we should go with Ed. I agree with Memphis.
Ed, then we can do discussion items if we have more time.
Yeah, because I've got questions on
Okay,
MVP.
Ed, come on up. It's not usually this confusing.
Hello.
Hi,
And actually, I'm not here as Communications Committee, I'm here as
That's
Quabbin
right.
Watershed Stewards. So, as you're aware from the packet, Quabbin Watershed, real quickly, is an ad hoc group of the 12 towns in the Quabbin Watershed, and they're working with Senator Comerford and Senator Oliveira on legislation that's moving through the state legislation moving through the legislature right now, to do a number of things, create a Quabbin Watershed Fund for the Quabbin Watershed towns for the amount of $35 million. Also get increased representation on the Massachusetts Water Resource Authority Board, and some other things. It's all in the packet there. And what they want to do as part of this project is try to raise awareness about this legislation and the benefit it'll have to the Quabbin Watershed towns. And what they've come up with is asking the 12 towns to pass a resolution about the legislation and the impact that the Quabbin has on the local region. So to that effect, they've created essentially a template resolution that's in your packet there, that they'd like to ask each of the towns to pass either via the select board or via town meeting. My thought when I talked to them, and I'm open to suggestions on this, I thought it'd be easier to go through the select board than try to get it passed through town meeting, because we know how things can go at town meeting and what a heavy lift that might be sometimes. So it's there for your consideration. Like I said, that is just a template. What I would like to do is, if you agree with it, is customize it for Belchertown, which is the idea that each of the towns can customize it to their own needs. And so I'd like to offer it up for your consideration.
Well, first of all, can we, oh, did you have something?
I think they can't hear on the go-to.
Yeah, I think Terry, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh,
Thanks,
great.
Lou.
Thanks, thank you
Yeah,
for
I
bringing
can
that up.
too, thank you.
Thank you. Is this something that we can do as a select board, that we don't need to bring this to
Yes.
town meeting? It is. All right, just want to be clear.
Yep. It does not have to go to town. It's your choice, whichever way you'd want to go on it. It just seems like an easier path going through the select board.
Thank you for doing this, for being a part of this. I really appreciate it.
I think it's long overdue.
You have my full support.
Mine too.
All right. I mean, I think it would benefit just a lot of people all around, you know, raising awareness about the importance of the Quabbin, the value it is to the region, and plus $35 million is nothing to sneeze at.
That's a very big motivator. Okay,
I mean, if you're in agreement with it, what I'd be glad to do is, like I said, customize it, you know, come
Yeah.
up with some draft language for everybody to review. I can run it through Steve, and at some future date, bring it back to you for consideration.
do you have a timeline for this? When it
Not
has to
really.
go in, or when the senator would like it to come? I mean, I just want to know.
Probably sooner rather
Yeah.
than later on it, you know. I'm not sure what the schedule is for moving stuff through the legislature. But, you know, they want this to happen to help give impetus to the legislation.
Mm-hmm.
So the sooner we can get all 12 towns doing this, the better. You know.
Okay,
And I'm not one for letting grass grow under my feet, so I'll, you know,
Good.
probably have something to you fairly quickly for you to review and consider.
I mean, I read the proclamation, the proposed proclamation, and there wasn't anything in there that I felt needed to be removed, added, changed.
Jen, do you
I'm
have
comfortable
anything?
with it.
Okay, so we're all in agreement. You know, the sooner you bring it back, the sooner we can take a look at it and move it forward.
Okay,
Thank you very much, Ed.
thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
Do you want to go through agenda items until,
Yep.
Sure.
Good.
okay, why don't we do the discussion action item A, review zoning board of appeals special permit application?
Sure, we have an application.
5 minutes? Yeah.
For a duplex down at 720 Franklin Street. And if the board will recall, that's the former Franklin School that we sold earlier in the spring. That is in front of the planning board now for a permit to build a duplex. And if the board has concerns, we can certainly forward them to the planning board. If not, then it just needs to be remanded back.
Do we have concerns?
I recommend remand it back.
Yep. We need to make a motion.
Sure, just to,
I move we remand the zoning board of appeals special permit application for 720 Franklin Street back to the zoning board.
Do I have a
Second it.
second? Okay, further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's done.
okay, 6B is, let's see.
15 minutes. How about if we do special municipal employee designation?
Sure, we can do that one quick. So in review of committees and expressions of interest for membership on other committees, we've discovered that we have an existing conflict with a member of our Conservation Commission who's also a member of the Memorial Committee. So we're asking that both of those committees are designated as special municipal employees to allow this person to continue to serve in both capacities. We also have a request from a member of the Animal Control Advisory Board with a potential expression of interest to join the Conservation Commission. So if we vote the Conservation Commission members as special municipal employees, that individual can serve in both capacities. Previously, the Select Board voted to have Conservation Commission associate members as special municipal employees, and I'm not sure why that didn't extend into the regular membership. So I'd like to clean that up tonight with both of those committees being designated special municipal employees.
So right now, if you're on Concom, you cannot, as a regular member, you can't participate in any other committee,
That's correct, yeah.
Mr. Williams, I think the second one was the Ag Commission. Was the Conservation Commission was one of the Ag Commission was the second one? I think you said Conservation Commission both times.
And the animal control.
Animal Control Advisory Board and Conservation Commission?
And the
Agricultural Commission, okay, I did get it wrong. I can either come back in 2 weeks with a revised request for that, or you can just add in Agricultural Commission tonight.
We can revisit just doing all of them again.
We can, yeah, rather than piecemeal. So let me back up a little bit, because this also applies to 6B. June is the reappointment time. So any of these conflicts that we identify in June, we're going to be bringing in front of the board. So it may be easier just to do a blanket across all the committees and boards. I know the last time that came up, there was some conversation about, how many committees, how many conflicts do we have? And, we've been little by little trying to identify them now. So we can do it either way, but tonight, if we could at least do those two, if not the three, then we can at least get through this recent issue, and then we can reevaluate and come back to you.
John, Nicole?
So if we approve this tonight, is this giving, for instance, a member on Concom the ability to serve on any other committee that also doesn't have a restriction? Or is this just for Concom to serve on Memorial and vice versa?
No, any committee or board that has a previous designation as special municipal employees, they'd be able to serve on, yes. So it's not restrictive to just what was voted on tonight. So, and there is a very lengthy list of previous committees and boards that have already been designated. It's the majority of them.
Right, so we voted on that list like a few months ago, right? And that, but there were still some others
There was a
that.
list that was presented to us, but we only did like one or two.
Yeah.
And so like then we said we were gonna talk about it in the future, and we haven't talked about it in the full list again.
Right. We haven't had time to go through and look for every
My only
potential
My
conflict.
only concern is just doing a blanket approval, because we identified issues with I believe it was it Board of Assessors? I just want to make sure that we're not just going to do a blanket approval and miss ones where there could be conflicts.
Well, I think Steve is talking about 3.
3 tonight, but the potential conflicts are up to the person to reach out to the Ethics Commission before they request inclusion in a committee or board. That's not up to us to police.
John?
Is this like a lifetime approval, or is it just till June? I guess I was confused on that.
No, when a committee or board is designated as special municipal employee status, it remains until it's revoked.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have some that date back 20, 30, 40 years
Gotcha.
that have been voted on. And that's the running list. And we just keep adding committees to it.
Gotcha.
Does anyone want to make a motion?
I do not want to make a motion on this, no.
Well, what about at least the 3?
Is this, let me answer one more question. Is this dire need? Like, what's the consequences if it's not?
Well, we have an
voted?
existing Conservation Commission member that's in conflict presently, so
Okay.
yes,
So they would have to resign from one board or the
one
other?
or the other
Gotcha.
technically. And then we have an expression of interest to join the Animal Control Advisory Board from a member of the,
It's okay.
whatever.
It's all right.
The Animal Control Advisory Board member who wants to join the Agricultural Commission, which makes perfect sense to me.
Right.
So it would be nice to be able to clean all this up so we can at least get through these appointments and make sure we don't lose membership to other committees.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially we don't have a lot of people signing up, and
I think it's a short-term fix to a problem we
Yeah.
have until we can figure out how to condense committees and then how we can take it all away if we need to vote on it again, if that eases your mind.
It does, yeah. I feel like we're just jumping the gun on that bigger project, but I'm okay with these for tonight if someone wants to make the motion.
so does anyone want to make a motion?
I'll try it. I make a motion that we approve special municipality employee designation for Conservation Commission members and Agricultural Committee members and Animal Control Board Committee members, right? Is
No, that one's already done. Memorial Committee.
Memorial Committee members.
Second.
Second? Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we have.
3 minutes.
A minute? Or 2 minutes?
I can do 6D very quickly. How's that?
All right, let's do it.
Okay, 6D is reinstatement of the annual awards that the Select Board present. Typically, in the past, it was at town meeting, but we're looking to change it up a little bit. But it's the Employee of the Year, the Citizens of the Year, and the Volunteer of the Year. We suspended that program pre-COVID, and there's been talk of bringing it back. We are prepared to bring it back. We really don't need anything from the Select Board. The 2 questions we have is, the form is in your packet. If people looked at it, do you have any changes you want to see on the form other than the dates? And secondly, we would like to not take up time at the town meeting.
I agree.
We would like to have it at a Select Board meeting where we could
Or
have
a
it.
separate meeting, I mean, either one, that was my only, like, of course, let's recognize people for their good work. But I attended a couple of town meetings where that was a part of the program, and it lasted almost a full hour before we actually got down to, the town meeting. And for people with kids or people that just won't stay because it's too late, I want to remove any obstacle to getting down to business. I don't know if people have other ideas. If you think the Select Board is a good place to do that, if we can make it kind of a,
Yeah,
more of a joyous,
I think so.
this is not real joyous, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it'd be a
make it-
lighthearted, good thing to
Yeah.
do, acknowledge people. In the past, the Select Board's office would solicit nominations, and then the Select Board would meet in private and make the decision. Now that we have a communications director, we can certainly do a more robust search and get nominations from probably a wider
Nah.
cross-section of Belchertown. And then we would bring them back to the Select Board to make those decisions. We would have the plaques made up, and then we would schedule a time for them to come in and receive their awards. There's certain, we can talk about how to do that. Do we notify them in advance they're getting an award? Do we bring in 3 finalists and make the final announcement, at the meeting? There's different things we could do, but I think at least this year, just to get this back off the ground, we should do it here, and then in the future, we can talk about different programs and how to do that.
Any discussion?
I agree. I've been saying we should bring this back since I got on the board, so I'm ready to start this process again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the form gonna be electronic?
Sure.
A fax number on it?
Um,
That would be my request.
yeah, I guess as long as we can find a way to keep things, confidential. So I can talk to
For
Kate about that.
electronic,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way to make a,
If we can do it both ways for people who, don't have a computer or whatever. But I agree with Jen, having it, online, just super easy.
Yeah, I think a lot has changed in the last 7 years, so we can certainly, look at that as well.
Do you need us to vote on this?
No, if you're all happy, we'll move forward.
We are so happy.
That's great to hear. And it is now 6:50,
Yeah, so we're a little
perfect
late.
timing.
Okay. So I'm going to open a public hearing for the application for Class 2 license for 122 Federal Street. Hi.
Good evening. Hello. My name is Vincent Pusateri. I'm an attorney and I represent Joe Greash.
Joe
Hello.
Greash, I own the property over there,
Okay, great.
22 Federal.
So the property is located again at 122 Federal Street. It's been before, we're here tonight for a Class 2 license, and license to sell used automobiles. The property's been before the Conservation Commission a couple of times, and it's been before the Planning Board a couple of times. Conservation reviewed the property, and they saw this as, I think, the easiest way to characterize the way they saw it, as an opportunity to take some control over some conservation issues they had. They had some wetland issues towards the rear of the part of the lot, that the motor vehicles will be displayed. We have some conditions that we're going to comply with. Those were also reviewed by the Planning Board. Planning Board then did approve ultimately those conditions as well, and put those in their decision, which has now been recorded at the Registry of Deeds. We'll be complying with those conditions as well. I have a plan that demonstrates, we're going to be demonstrating or showing 5 cars.
Yeah.
And those will be to the left of the lot, which was really the point of contention we had with the Conservation Commission, and the opportunity they saw was to kind of get control of the wetlands towards the left-hand side of the lot. You guys want to see a plan? I have that here.
I think we have it, right?
See one.
I thought it was in the packet, wasn't it?
Yeah, we have it.
Thank you.
I just have a question. So this is is this a shared lot with the gas station?
Actually, it is the gas station.
Okay, so you own the entire
Yeah.
piece?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this is an expansion of services?
Exactly.
Okay.
And the spots would back right there, I know there's like a swampland there.
Yeah,
It would back right up
right
against
there.
that swampland? Okay.
I have it right back in if you want this copy. You're welcome.
Well,
Does the lady back here would like a copy as well?
okay. Yep, we're going to get to that.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
So,
Go ahead.
what I'm just showing you, for the folks at home, if people listening, is a plan that depicts 5 parking spots on the left-hand side of the lot. It's far away from the actual property line, but you'll see that it is closer to the wetland area.
So closer to what?
It's close to the wetland area.
Okay.
That was reviewed by the Conservation
Okay.
Commission. We're going to be putting up a 4 to 6 inch concrete berm by that area, and we're going to place either stones, shrubbery, or some type of fencing, just so that the plows will definitely see that that's not a place to store snow.
Okay.
And that's primarily the plan. And if there's any additional questions,
Well, so the question is, what do the abutters think?
yeah.
And so I'll open the floor to anyone who is an abutter. Please, could you state your name?
I'm at 125 Federal, I'm across the street, and my husband Bruce.
And if you could speak just a little louder so that people at home can hear. There's a mic there.
I just have a question of the hours that you're planning on having the is open till 10.
They wouldn't be till 10, it'd probably be 8 to 5, 9 to 5.
And are you planning on adding something there, like a sales office or something?
No,
Or is
there's
it just
already an
gonna be-
office there that we're gonna utilize for sales.
Oh, behind,
No, inside the store. You
Oh,
go
in
in
the
the store,
store.
all the way down, there's a computer, a little office space. You've been inside?
Yeah.
There's a bathroom all the way down. It's over there, so we're gonna utilize the same space as office as well, store titles, their paperwork, everything else.
okay. Do you have any questions?
Okay.
Okay.
Please,
Thank you.
could you state your name?
Sure, my name is Dee Dee Beach. I'm in a butter. I actually own the wetland that's next to the gas station.
Okay.
And so one question you've kind of already answered with the fence. Have you had it surveyed? Do you know where the boundaries are?
Yes, those are,
We
I
did.
think they're clearly depicted on that plan. If I can please see that. Guardian Engineering, yeah, did the engineering on the property, and including identifying the,
Do you want a copy of this? I'll give you mine.
Oh, sure.
Oh, she don't have one? You can keep it.
I think she has the same
Oh, I-
Oh,
copy.
you have the same one?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, Bacardi Engineering, they did the topography of the area there, particularly to the left, but to the whole property, and also where the motor vehicles will be stored. It should be very far away from any abutting property.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. And are there any other butters?
I just have one more question.
Okay,
Wait, can you just say my name again?
go ahead.
Angela Bergeron Alexander. You said that you're gonna just have 5 cars at a time?
Mhm.
That's just the
Yeah, 5 cars.
max?
Yeah, there might be
Just gonna
less
do-
at points, but
But
Could
you're
be
also
up to
just
5
gonna do
cars.
Up to 5 cars and
Yeah.
you have a whole bunch, okay. Not that would be
there's not that much room anyway to, there's no, actually no
Right.
room to put.
Okay.
Are you in a butter, Leanne?
Oh, no.
All right.
Leanne Conley.
We're only, this is only for a butters.
Abutters,
I'm
oh.
sorry.
If it was a public hearing,
It's a public hearing.
it's a public hearing.
Well, okay.
I mean, it's true, it's a public hearing.
Yeah, it is, any
All right,
resident,
okay.
sure.
Well, I am a resident of Belchertown, and I'm also very familiar with that wetland.
Okay.
I was wondering, is there gonna be any oil changing or automobile fluid transfer there?
No. There'll be nothing. I'm hoping to work with the local garage behind me or someone else in the town for repairs and stuff like that.
Okay.
But there'll be no, there's no bays, there's nothing like that. There's gonna be no repairs on site at all.
I have one more question on hours. You said 8 to 5. Is that 7 days a week or 5 days a week? 6
Probably
days a
Monday to
week?
Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
Bruce Alexander, we're right
Hi.
across the street at 125. In all reality, to me, it benefits us in the sense that late at night, very late at night sometimes, there will be cars pulling in there and, there was an ATM that was knocked there, was stolen
It
there.
was my first month I was there.
Yeah. And normally I hear that kind of stuff, but she runs a fan in the bedroom, so then I don't hear it. Yeah. But anyways, with motorcycles and just, transient people, having those there actually kind of gets them out of there.
Yeah.
It becomes a little hangover.
No, I'm hoping nothing should change anyways
Yeah,
with this.
and
It
I
won't
kind of
interfere
keep
in
an eye
any
on
way.
that anyways, and, especially since that,
Yeah, appreciate it.
that affects everybody in the town,
Good town, we want to keep it that way.
Yeah. That's
Thank
all.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Any other questions from the board? Any other questions from the public? Okay, then, do I hear a motion?
I move that we approve the application for Class 2
We
license.
get a point of order. We got to close public hearing.
Yeah, do that
Sorry.
first and then.
Yes,
Sorry.
I will now close public hearing. Thank you, John. And
move-
now do I hear?
I move that we approve the application for Class 2 license for 122 Federal Street, Inc.
I'll second that.
Further discussion?
I just want to make one more comment, that I think this is great for Belchertown, that we're growing businesses, and this is what we're thriving for in the select board, is to get more businesses into this town, so welcome. And thank you for the abutters for opening them up, your arms, and welcoming Belchertown here.
Absolutely welcome, and everything John said I wish I had, so we'll let him do it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
You too.
We'll see you around, bud.
Yeah, all right, see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Can we go back to appointments so we can get the Municipal Vulnerability Preparedness Group? Welcome.
Hold on,
Is it not working again?
it's not working.
The sound's not working, or?
No, I can't, for some reason, it's not allowing me to share my screen.
We need that.
Yeah, we need that, hold on.
Are you presenting?
Yep, there we go. Now I've got it. All right, can everybody see that okay?
Yep.
Might be a little too big there. Let's stick with that. Okay.
You're on.
Okay, thank you very much for having us. So I'm Cindy Harbison, I'm the library director.
Jessica Langlois, Director of the Senior Center.
And then we also have, I believe Angela Battle is online, and then Megan Connolly is also on our committee. So we have a two-part, so today we're gonna.
And Leanne's here too.
What?
And Leanne's
I
here
thought I
too.
said, did I not?
You did, she said.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right. No, it's okay.
I guess I'm a beat behind tonight, I don't know. All right.
So we're here to provide the overview of what we've done with the MVP 2.0, Municipal Vulnerability Preparedness 2.0 program tonight, and sort of how we got to choose our seed project, and then we'll be back to present about the Housing Trust on the 2nd of March. Can you go to the next?
I most certainly can.
And thank you for doing that. So this is our current core team. When we started, there were 5 town employees and 4 community liaisons who made up the group, and then there's been several members of the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission who have been working with us through this project. And so these are the current members of our team. And Doug Albertson was supposed to be here tonight and was not able to be. So I'm with Jessica, the moral support. I'm going at it myself. So we'll.
You're doing a great job.
Okay. So what is the MVP program? It started in 2017, 2018 as MVP 1.0. And it supports Massachusetts cities and towns through MVP action grants as they build resilience to climate change. So MVP 1.0 focused on infrastructure and engaging with town departments and committees. So there were, so like Doug was, and the conservation administrator was part of the first sort of wave, and I believe the planning board was involved and others. And then, so MVP 2.0 started in 2024, and it focuses more on widespread community engagement, reaching out to vulnerable populations. The sort of carrot of doing this program is if we're certified as an MVP community, we're then eligible for the MVP action grants, which include funding up to $3 million. So the MVP action grant funding criteria, so we have, the MVP 1.0 ended with a set of priorities, and then we looked at those for 2.0. So any of the action grants that we apply to have to relate to one of those 10 priorities that we've identified. They need to address social vulnerability in some way. They need to use climate projections in some fashion. They have to integrate the ecosystem and community health, and they have to consider impacts across local and regional scales. So that's sort of how we're judged for our grants. So the MVP 2.0 process, it started by developing a core team. So we worked off the original work in MVP 1.0 and revisited those like local climate resilience priorities. So we started by forming a core team of town employees and residents to work together. It's a roughly 2-year process. There were trainings and tools for building community resilience in Belchertown. We involved extended community engagement and outreach to vulnerable populations, revisited those 1.0 priorities, and did that interacting with the community. And then promoted this sort of selecting the seed project. And so right now we're on step 9, which is implementing the seed project. So we're helping the community develop and implement that project. So as part of this, community outreach was a big priority. So some of the things that we did included a townwide survey. We did community interviews and surveys with both Sports Haven and Pine Valley Mobile Home Park communities. Jessica hosted a senior center climate resiliency Jeopardy. We did a survey and tabling at National Night Out. We did resident interviews at the farmers market. We did tabling and interviews at the Family Center Committee clothing swap. We did resident interviews at a trunk or treat. We did agricultural commission interviews, and we had a community gathering that reached out to the recovery community through Belchertown Overcoming Adversity Together. So the results of our survey, or results of our community outreach were, we got 225 total surveys. We reached approximately 2,500 people through our events and interviews, and we identified several core needs that the community was asking for at these events, for more community events for all ages, more community space, protection of the environment, enhanced public transportation options, diverse and affordable housing options, increased trust and participation in local government, supporting community agricultural and food access, lack of healthcare, and more jobs. So of those priorities, we then, of those needs, we then took a look at the MVP 1.0 priorities, and we revised them, and we had 2 community focus groups to sort of take a look at those priorities and try to help put them in order. And so we have 10 new priorities that build on 1.0 and add in from what we've learned. And so there's the first 5 here, and then on the next slide is the next 5. And I'm not going to read them unless you all want me to read them out loud. So once we had those were sort of the basis, so that's what we can do. Provides anything we want to do for an action grant has to connect to one of these priorities. So what are the benefits to Belchertown? So we were awarded 6 MVP 1.0 action grants. And if you want to know the details of that, it's all on the MVP website, and you can see how much money was awarded and what the extent of the project was. We were then invited to join the pilot program for MVP 2.0, which meant we were sort of setting the groundwork a little bit for other communities, so there's now a second round going on for other communities. We received $50,000 to implement a project that supports the MVP 2.0 priorities, and because we went through this, we have maintained our eligibility for the action grants of up to $3 million. So after we did all of this engagement and we reassessed what the priorities were with the community, we had to choose a seed project, and so we spent several meetings discussing what our seed project would be and different ideas. And ultimately, we chose the Housing Trust as our seed project. And we did that because it responds to a community need to increase opportunities for people to remain in their homes. It responds in various ways to 3 of the MVP priorities. It provides some of the widest reach of our allocated resources, meaning the money that we got. And it fits within our team's expertise. Like, we couldn't take on something that involved healthcare because none of us know enough about that to be able to move forward. And so then our next steps, we've been working as a team to develop the proposed Housing Trust bylaw. That's going to set the groundwork for establishing the Housing Trust that would allow for us to apply for monies to support it. We would then need the select board to place the bylaw on the town meeting warrant. It would go to town meeting, and then the Housing Trust would take over the work from there. So that is our very rapid fire overview of what we've been doing for 2 years.
Can I just ask a clarifying question? So under this slide, needs identified.
Yes.
Identified, what were the 3 that got you to the Housing Trust being your seed project?
The 3, so it wasn't those 3 identified, it's the revised MVP priorities that it relates to 3 of those.
Okay.
So it relates to priority number 4.
Mm-hmm.
10 and 6.
Okay.
Other questions?
I have to ask this question. A lot of people are asking this, calling me, asking me, emailing me. Why was this chosen over a community center? I just want the public to know that you guys looked at everything, but how did we come to this decision versus the community center versus this trust?
A community center was high on the list of needs. I think
I think the community center did not get chosen because we had the $50,000 that could be used towards this housing trust to get us there, to the seed project. And $50,000 wasn't going to get us close to, I mean, I think we looked at even having a community center draft plans, and I mean, that was upwards of $20,000 or $30,000. So I think right off the bat, we were going to start in the negative. We wouldn't have enough money to even consider that as an option.
I will say that it was second.
It was very
you know,
high.
very high.
It was.
And,
But
yeah,
it was very cost prohibitive.
right.
No, that's good, but that's a good answer. That's what I was looking for. I just want the
Yeah.
public to know that
Absolutely.
it was all talked about and you did look at that option, because some people think it wasn't looked at, if you just went in one direction versus the other. So I just want
No, we
to
did
clarify
many-
the public's,
Yeah.
that there was
A lot of
money and there
votes
wasn't
and-
enough money, so.
And we have 10 years with MVP 2, unless there's a 3 or 4. But for right now, every year, we can go for up to $3 million of funding for the next priority project. The community center came in number 2. So I can't say right now, but I think it's continues to be high on the list.
So to that point, can we use so let's say this is our first seed project, and then community center ends up, you guys vote that that's your second seed project. Can we use multiple years of MVP grants toward that one community center project? Or is it a project a year? And the money can only go toward that project for that year?
So the seed project, we only have one seed project.
Right.
So the $50,000.
I'm talking about in future years.
Is for that, so we can't apply for another seed project. What we
Okay.
can apply for is grants based on any of the 10 priorities. So you can apply for, so we wanted to use the Housing Trust as a seed project because we can get that bylaw and get that up and running so that can continue to work. And then you could do a grant for the community center.
Could you do I guess what I'm
Yes, you
trying to
could
ask
do
is, can we get as
multiple
much, okay.
I would just like to recommend, isn't Angela on the computer? Because she's the Pioneer Valley Planning rep, and she might better be able to answer that.
Let me see here.
She was on earlier.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good.
So in terms of the community center,
Wait,
my colleague Liam, I've actually been going back and forth with Lisa on the feasibility and potential to submit an MVP action grant this year for, I'm sorry, Lisa, what's the name of the school?
It would be housed at Tagel School, and it would be called the Belchertown Resiliency Hub and Civic Center. And again, the name has everything to do with aligning with the MVP 2.0 guidelines so that it would pass. And I wasn't going to mention that tonight, but yeah, we are literally this week in discussions, and I'm going to be working closely with Angela and Liam. Angela, I will get back to you on your meeting to see if we can pull that off so that we don't have to wait yet another year for money for a community center. If we use the Tagel School, that is going to cost much less than if we built, a brand new one. When Wilbraham did it, the cost was about $15 million. And so, there's also a grant application going out, right, Jen? For the roof at Tagel to be fixed to the tune of $1.5 million. So what's good about this is, we have other skin in the game. And so we're going to make an effort. So the community center is up. I just wasn't prepared to talk about it, but it's literally happening right now. I'm working with them right now.
Good stuff.
So,
I'll also say that I'm very experienced in the whole resilience hub thing. Two of my other MVP 2.0 communities, Goshen and Chesterfield, picked it as their actual seed project, and Goshen is going for an action grant to kind of push theirs forward. But one of their biggest hurdles is they don't, their well is contaminated, so they have enough water, so they'll be focusing there. Where here, it's completely different, and we'd be focusing on repurposing an existing building.
And Angela, I just want to thank you and Liam for being open to working on this project with me. I know we have a short timeline. And this will involve everybody. I'm doing the preliminary stuff.
you want to talk about Tagel?
No, I don't want to talk about Tagel, I want to talk about the housing trust. So the
Thank
seed
you.
project, so we get the 50,000 to set up
We already have the
the housing,
50,000.
which, right, like, that's the money that the trust will use to supplement. I think when you guys came back with the bylaw, that was money that could be applied for, right, for different projects for folks who need things fixed in their house or what.
No.
So the 50,000 that we have.
Yeah.
got us to picking this project.
Got
The
it.
money that the project will use will come from MVP grants.
Okay.
And other grants.
So the 50,000, just to be clear, because I think
Okay.
this is important, is to be used to do internal and external communications with the town to let them know what this is all about. Because ultimately, if it passes here tonight, it has to pass with town residents at town meeting.
So how is the trust then funded? It's with more action grants?
Action grants.
On top of that?
Or CPC grants,
Okay.
or private donations, anyone,
Okay.
you can donate to the.
And we have no idea how much, how much will be given. It's up to 3 million, but
Depends on
that
which
doesn't
grants
mean it's
we-
3 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and people have to realize Belchertown is fortunate to be one of the communities to be chosen for this. And one of the reasons is because we have a history of getting things done and getting grants. And I'm very excited, especially when you see the $3 million figure.
Yeah.
So I hope people support this.
So you're gonna, so you anticipate spending $50,000 strictly on communications?
Yeah, we had, so in the beginning, and Angela can better break down the figures, but it went to, social engagement.
It's also paying the consultant.
Yeah, consultants, our liaisons.
Can I ask how much you're paying the consultant?
You have to ask, I don't know.
I think it's
PC.
8,000, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah. We have an Excel spreadsheet of
It's
the,
Where Angela's there.
Angela knows.
13 of the 50 goes to us. Well, actually, no. Let me correct myself. 23 of the 50, because there's the development of the actual bylaw and all the changes to it. And this is a unique bylaw because it's not just an affordable housing trust. It is a climate resilient affordable housing trust. So your typical housing trust bylaw would buy land, build for low income, stuff like that. Where this one has specific provisions that residents can apply for climate-specific home improvements, window inserts.
Okay, we weren't going to get into what the whole housing trust was all about until the next meeting. This was literally just to show how we got here. And there's some wording that you used and criteria that I don't think was actually what came out. This is for homeowners. That's specific to homeowners. So,
Half basically pays us to attend meetings and keep revising the housing trustee presentations to the select board and
Yep.
other boards. And then the other half is for extended community outreach and engagement, to gain support for town meeting.
Yeah.
Possibly doing a townwide mailer, holding different focus groups, different meetings and stuff with the community to gather support and hopes that it passes.
thank you.
Angela, correct me if I'm wrong, but there may be some funding left over to start to use for housing trust projects. Out of that,
Maybe money left over. to
about the
start-
50,000? Or am I being optimistic?
Oh, it would be for developing the framework of the housing trust.
That's all, yeah. Cindy, can I bring this back to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, or are we done?
I'm sorry, about the,
What the $50,000 is for, specifically?
so PVPC is our consultant, our vendor, so they've been working with us, so we have to pay for their time.
Liaisons.
the liaisons get compensated for their time, the community liaisons. There's the
Community outreach.
community outreach events.
Who are the community liaisons?
Angela Battle, Leanne Connolly, Lisa.
Oh, so you're getting paid to be a
No.
liaison?
Oh, yes,
How much are you being paid?
It's a stipend.
it's a stipend,
What's the amount?
2,500.
That's more than we get a
A
select
year?
board.
No, one time.
It's a one-time.
Who sets that?
Excuse me?
Who sets that? Like, who set that amount?
Pioneer Valley Planning Commission.
So it's a one-time stipend, so
A year.
it is a year.
It is a year, I'm not sure.
It's a year. Unless you're getting something different, because if you are, I want to know about that.
I'm getting, no, I was thinking less.
Okay.
So
any-
part of the bringing community liaisons in and the reason for paying them is to make sure that people could, like, it could bring in everybody to make it so that there wouldn't be a barrier for people to attend in terms of like having volunteer time. So it was to even the playing field.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I
just
just
gonna-
can't even take
yeah.
that seriously.
I know it's not you guys. I have some deep concerns on that with all our volunteer committees that don't get paid. It's
But there's plenty of committee members who do get a stipend.
not, or which ones?
I think
Communication doesn't, ag doesn't, fair doesn't,
assessors.
Board of Health does.
Assessors
but they're
does,
elected
Board of Health
positions.
does.
They're elected positions,
So-
elected positions.
All right, I mean, it's
That's
not
more-
enough, I'm not, obviously, I'm not
not-
gonna sneeze at
Yeah.
$3 million in grants. It's kind of bothersome that I had to tease that one out.
Geez, how many people are getting this $2,500?
You'd have to ask Angela. Yeah.
You know what? How about we get you that information and bring that to the next meeting?
I think the public needs that information, not just me. I think that's a,
I'm saying bring it to the next meeting.
Yeah, let's talk about it at the next meeting.
I think this is a good program, but I think there's some hidden cost here that's not kosher with me right now.
It's not a single taxpayer dime.
It is, though. It comes from taxpayer dollars that go into the federal, the Massachusetts grants and comes back down. So it is taxpayer dollars.
Well, maybe it's taxpayer dollars going back to the community. It is kind of a cycle.
Yeah.
You know, like our CPC grants and our projects. We all pay for that in our taxes, property taxes, but we reap the rewards on the other end. So sometimes your investment is quadrupled. That's not bad for the community.
I have a problem with paying $2,500 stipend when me as a select board only gets $2,000 as a stipend. I'm just saying, the amount of work that we do, I don't think it's equal or equitable across committees. That's my problem right now. If we're not going to pay all committee members, why are we paying one? I don't know where that came from. I guess
That
that's.
comes from
the
Pioneer
state,
Valley
yeah.
Planning Commission, which is their
Actually, it
prerogative.
comes from EEA. It is a
Oh.
mandatory requirement of MVP 2.0. If you read the contract and look it up online, there's a specific line item for community liaisons. You have to use community liaisons. In fact, MVP wants you to pay them $4,000 for the work, but the committee as a whole, through consensus, agreed to be paid $2,500, not the $4,000 that MVP wanted, and to use the extra money to do more engagement and outreach in the community. But it is a very strict requirement of MVP 2.0. You have to have paid community liaisons.
Angela, is that annually? I thought it was a one-time stipend.
So there's the planning process that we went through, and then there's the seed project. They want you to retain the liaisons during the seed project. It doesn't have to be all the liaisons. It could be all of them, or it could be just one, but you have to retain liaisons during the seed project as well.
Thank you.
So
So
what,
we retained 3 out of the 5 liaisons for the seed project portion.
so once the seed project is done, you're not paying anybody else moving forward?
No, not with this grant, but if you apply for other MVP grants, you're most likely going to have to include community liaisons because there's such a push for it.
So I have a question. How do the community liaisons get chosen? Like, is it because they're part of the core team? Like, I'm genuinely curious. I don't understand how the process works.
I think as department heads, I know I was asked if there was anyone in the older adult community who would benefit from sitting on this committee, and I gave my recommendations. Perhaps that's how it worked for everybody. But in the beginning, we were approached by conservation, I know as a department head, to sit on this committee.
The
And then
committee
from there,
itself,
we were
right.
asked to kind of put in some names to also sit on as liaisons. And the liaison's job was to then really go out to the community and get it for the community engagement.
Got it. So that's like
So
the
during
job.
phase
the
1 of
community.
MVP 2.0, you do a community exploration where you identify your top priority populations. They were elderly, low income, farmers, mobile home residents, the LGBTQ community, minorities, and there was one more that I
The
forget.
recovery
The
So we
recovery
actively
community.
looked to fill those priority populations with liaisons that,
The recovery.
substance abuse.
Yeah.
Substance abuse was the last one. So we actively look to fill those priority populations with liaisons that are already working in the community. I think single parents was another one. So all of our liaisons were chosen because they actually hit multiple priority populations.
Got it. So,
Like Angela Battle, who's a single mom, is also on the boat, does a lot of other stuff. We had Ward Smith from Pine Valley, who was a nurse previously, and
That's okay.
I believe he was also.
We don't need
No,
names.
we just made sure.
That's
they
okay,
hit
that's
both.
okay. I'm getting from the board like they get the flavor.
all right, so the
Jen?
point tonight is you guys were here to present how you got from point A to now.
Yes.
You're asking for permission to put this on town meeting for the bylaw for the housing trust. The $50,000 has already been awarded and you already have a budget for that.
But tonight is just an introduction.
Tonight was just because I
That's all.
think it was brought up a few select board meetings ago that we weren't sure how MVP got to here,
Yes,
so
I
that's why we're
remember
here
that.
to
So
show you.
that's all
that
this
one part,
was.
Got it.
Step one.
I'd like to just ask one last question, and I'm going to ask it tonight, and I'm going to ask it again in March. Is there any intention of the committee, your committee, to ever seek Belchertown resident taxpayer dollars to fund this program?
No.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry if it was a bit of a grill. You did a great job. We appreciate it. And thank you, Angela.
If I could just, while they're getting their stuff together, I just wanted to thank Cindy for stepping in tonight in Doug's
Yes.
absence. You did a
Oh,
fabulous
no,
job.
Cindy was,
Short notice, so
Cindy
thank
was
you.
going to be on anyway.
Well,
But I want to thank Jessica for, filling in for Doug, and you both did a great job. And thank
you
you.
did both do a great job. I guess I got it backwards. But you both did a great job.
Okay.
We
Okay.
have 3 items left to discuss in discussion action items.
Streamlining town committees.
Yeah, that would be the first,
You want to do that first?
if we want to continue to go in order.
We also did the annual award, so
Yes. Well, we have the addition of the letter for the executive
Oh,
office.
yes, that's
of
right.
Living,
Thank
livable
you.
communities, yes.
Do you, are
Well,
you ready to start?
I am, but I was kind of hoping Whitney would be here for this, just because she's one of the folks that kind of started this conversation about strength. So I'm wondering if everybody would be okay with tabling this for next agenda, or even 2 agendas from now.
Is that okay?
I would feel, I think she should be here. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
But I don't want it to die. I'm just going to say that
Well,
again, like I
here's the
said it
thing,
last
just,
time.
you know, put in a request of when you want to be on, talk with Whitney, and, you know, we'll get it on. I appreciate it. Okay, Steve, do you want to queue up the NHP letter?
Yeah, we have been asked by Mass Development and the EDIC to endorse a letter of support for grants to help fund the apartment project at the Carriage Grove redevelopment area. There's a draft letter in your packet for you to consider, and if you want any changes, we can do that. Did you have something?
Well, yeah, there's one letter, but I don't know if everybody,
It's it's the same,
do you have a copy?
it's an addition, so I don't know if the whole thing is there or not. Did everybody get a copy?
Was it emailed out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
And I probably don't have it if it wasn't sent in the regular packet.
Do you have those in front of you, Lisa?
I have two types.
Yeah. It's the same body within the letter, but one has a signature block for the entire board. The others
You want to read it?
just for the chair. If you
Maybe you can read it. I've already read it.
Do you want to read it real quick with me?
It's just a letter of support.
That's all it is.
Is it 105 units or 110?
105.
Okay.
Did you read 110 somewhere?
It's just been in my head that it's.
No, it was
been
105.
Good.
Good.
Are there any questions or do you want to discuss this?
I guess I wasn't planning on discussing this tonight.
No.
I mean,
It's simply a letter of support.
I
That's
make a
all it
motion
is.
that we,
Well, I did two. I can either sign it alone, or we can all sign the same letter. So I wanted to be democratic. Small d.
I make a motion that we accept the letter of support as presented and have the chair of the select board sign it.
Do I hear a second?
I can't do it.
I need to think on this. I'm not ready to do that.
Could I ask what do you need to think on?
Some of the funding, where it's coming from, I don't agree with it. I don't agree that it should come, some of the funding from our CPC funds.
Okay,
I feel like that's a question for the CPC committee and town meeting, so.
Yeah.
That's all.
My town, I mean,
Huh?
I just don't agree with it, so I'm not going to
Yeah, I
support
hear
that
you.
part of it.
okay. Well, I support the letter of support. So if we did a vote, let's do a vote. So we have you, I'm going to second it. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So it's a 2-2.
That means the vote fails.
What?
It means the vote fails.
I understand that. Can we do this again when we have a full board?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wait, so wait, you're going to bring something back when you have a full board? If we voted on it, then it's done.
Well, you could always bring it back.
Yeah. You could bring it back. What's this?
In order to get a different outcome?
Well, if you have, there's a reason that we're a 5-person board, we're just missing a person tonight. Like, say
Right, but
Whitney was.
you're bringing it
but
back
just
to
say
get a
Whitney was
different
here.
outcome.
Just say Whitney was here for, just to like play it out. If she was here and she abstained, the vote would still fail.
Yeah.
But we'd have a full board, so.
Right, but you're bringing it back to get a different outcome. I don't know.
Well, we
it
don't
just
know what
seems odd to
Whitney's
me.
gonna do. We don't know if she'll vote, she might vote no too. I have no idea.
Well, let me reword that. You want to bring it back for the opportunity to get a different outcome.
Well, this is the first partner that is willing to actually build housing in the Carriage Grove area.
Yep,
That's
that's
not
not,
true.
that's not,
Nothing.
That's not true.
my, well, yeah, that's not true, number one. And number
What
two.
was not true? I'm sorry.
There was another partner
There's
before
several
that.
other people who have approached, that we've heard that have approached the BEDIC.
But they haven't gone anywhere.
They have not, you're right.
And
Yeah, they got the
I don't
first
know if this
stages.
is going to go anywhere, but at least allows
This
the
is not
process
about
to
that.
move
This
forward.
is about having a letter put in front of me that I did not have the opportunity to read. I want to think on whether or not I truly support this. It was a long meeting that night, and I had a lot of reservations about what was discussed. We were not the voting members in that meeting, the BEDIC was. So you're asking me if I'm supporting what their vote is. I don't know. I need to think on it. I'm not prepared to say whether I support it right now or not. That's just where I'm coming from. I mean, it doesn't go much deeper than that.
But you voted no, so you
Because I'm
didn't
not prepared to
abstain.
sign a letter of support.
So it sounds like we should bring it back when we have a full board and you've had time to think about it. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing.
I'm hearing that too.
I mean, we have talked before about not putting things in our file right when we come into our meeting.
I thought that
And
the board said that they did allow that. It was, I wanted it so that they had to be 24 hours in advance, and sometimes we can't do that. Sometimes,
It's nearly every meeting that we come into that we've got something new in front of us where I just want to be able to put the proper thought into it. That's all.
well,
Is there a
this was,
timeline on
this
this?
was, wait, this was brought, I brought this up before. We can revisit this if we want to have, 24 hours beforehand that all things have to be put in so that we have time to review. I'm literally
I mean,
agreeing with you.
Yeah, and if it's an
But that
emergency,
was
I
not
get it. For
how-
emergencies, I'm okay with that, but I don't know that this is an emergency.
When do they need the letter?
When do they need the letter of support by?
I'm trying to find out now.
Does it say in the letter?
I don't think it does.
Yeah, I'm looking at my emails now.
It's anticipated to be submitted in March, doesn't have a date.
Just any time in March?
Just says March 2026. So our first meeting is March 2nd, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in the emails that would suggest differently.
Okay. Then can you put this on the agenda for our next meeting?
Sure.
All right. Okay. So before we go into executive, oh, no, we have plenty of stuff to do. Health insurance update?
Well, the good news is I don't have a lengthy update with health insurance. Joanne and I are anticipating bid results sometime, hopefully this week, from our broker that we're working with. And the other agencies that we're working with have not responded yet with any numbers, so, stay tuned on that. We are aware that the trust is proposing plan design changes, which would include, at a minimum, deductibles of $500 and $1,000, depending on the plan. Because of that, Joanne and I are in the process now of forming a committee of a representative from each union, as well as retirees and personnel bylaw employees, so we can start discussing what those changes look like and discuss how any savings would be distributed. So we will probably be back potentially in the March 2nd meeting to discuss further steps that the board may need to take to authorize us to make changes if necessary. So stay tuned for that as well. I know that's a little bit vague, but right now we don't have all the information in front of us. But it is very likely that on March 2nd we will be taking some actions.
And how much time do we have again?
We have until April 1.
Okay, oh, boy, okay.
Yeah, and everybody has assured us that it's possible to get through this, so. I know we're on a tight time frame, but between budgets and health insurance, it's gonna be, a lot of Joanne and my time going forward until we get through this, so stay tuned. So it's just, like I said, just a brief update.
Okay. If there's nothing else, then you want to do your town manager's report?
Sure. Be very quick, endorse warrants like I always do. I've been having some side meetings with the chair and vice chair of the Economic Development Industrial Corporation, EDIC, regarding membership. I did have a meeting with the consultants working on the Tadgil reuse study. I was going to mention this earlier, but on March 2nd, they will be in front of the board presenting 3 options to the board. I will get you the preliminary planning document as soon as possible so you can start to look at it. We are anticipating 3 options. One would be, well, let me back up. We did a very extensive community outreach with surveys, and from that we gleaned a variety of ideas that we could put into the building. And we've developed 3 potential reuse concepts. What we're looking for is the select board to choose one or a combination so that the consultants doing the feasibility work can prepare the final cost estimate and schematics to be used. The 3 options right now, one is strictly residential, one is strictly business, and the third is community use, which would be a resiliency hub and various other uses for meeting space.
Community center.
In the way that the building is designed, we could do different pieces of that. So there could be a 4th option of let's do half of this and half of that, so be thinking about that. I can tell you that the consultants warned me already that the residential option is probably not viable because of the amount of work that would need to be done to the building to make it into apartments or condos. The plumbing's not there, the electrical's not there, it's just a very, the other 2 options basically reuse the same space. So I'm not going to go into it in great detail, but March 2nd, they will be here.
Can we get those proposals ahead of time so that
Yeah, as soon as they're
the
ready.
select board has several days to look them all over?
Absolutely.
Would that be helpful?
Yep.
Yeah. I can do that. I did attend the grant strategy meeting with department heads. The one-stop grant program is accepting expressions of interest, and we had another meeting today to further refine that. I did go to the senior center. Our communications and human resources departments ran a ugly sweater contest through the holidays. So I did go down to the senior center and we presented a trophy. It's a traveling trophy, so they only have it for a year. We are already strategizing on how to get this back up to the top of the hill.
Who won?
The senior center.
They
Yeah,
won, okay, yeah.
so, you know, they seem to have it down pat, so we'll work on that. I did attend EDIC meetings. I've met with the library, senior services, recreation, police department, fire department, DPW, and assessing departments regarding FY27 budgets. Jill and I are working to crunch numbers and try to figure out, where we can close the gap on 199,000.
Question on that. Are we going to actually see a true line item budget?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Broken down by department? Okay. Is that something that you provide every year? I can't recall if we got it last year, or is it a special request?
No, usually we provide it. And I apologize, I thought it was emailed to everybody, but I can certainly do that.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
What's that?
Did you-
I didn't
No,
get it.
okay, I don't think so, yeah.
And
We're
again.
still early in the process,
Yeah.
so yeah, don't worry about that. I'll get it to you this week.
Okay.
Thanks for asking, because it must have just been a fleeting thought. Where was I? I attended a tri-board meeting, you were all there. I did attend a roundtable discussion that was actually organized by the town of South Hadley. It included many towns in western Massachusetts, and the big topics of discussion were health insurance, state aid, and Proposition 2.5 override planning. Many of those communities there are planning an override this year. So there was a lot of questions back and forth about how people, in the past have been successful.
Were there any state representatives there?
No, it was just for local officials.
Did South Hadley, did they talk about maybe staying in the trust too? Did they mention anything about that?
No, there was.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. We did have a Boys and Girls Club follow-up meeting, not with the Boys and Girls Club or the Y. It was a local meeting just to discuss steps forward. I did participate in a discussion with the Family Center Committee about their space needs. I left them with a few questions. Whitney's not here, she was part of the meeting, but I did leave them with a few questions and I'm waiting to hear back. So as soon as I do, we'll try to narrow down what we can do for them short-term and long-term. I did attend a Hampshire County Group Insurance Trust, there's a typo there, presentation from their consultant Hill regarding health insurance options. I did attend the firefighter coalition negotiations. Just an FYI, since the agenda was posted, I have received notices requesting we enter into negotiations with both the police union and DPW. So that will be starting shortly. I did conduct one interview for the conservation administrator. I had a second one planned with a second candidate, but due to an illness that was postponed until tomorrow. So I'll be doing it tomorrow, and hopefully by March 2nd, I'll have a recommendation for you. We had some really good candidates. I'm very impressed, and it may come down to just flipping a quarter between these two individuals that I'm interviewing.
Is
So-
this the last one tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're, they were both pretty impressive on paper, so.
That's excellent.
Let's see, I did attend a meeting at the ACO facility on George Hannum with the Belchertown Animal Relief Control Group, the BARC. That was a great meeting. We had a lot of knowledge was shared. We had a quick tour of the facility. I can tell you I was at the DPW when that project was initiated. BARC did a lot of fundraising. Town put up some money, and the maintenance department at our public works actually constructed the building. And, it's not often that I get down that way, but I was surprised and very impressed at how well upkept that building is. It still looks brand new. So that's great. The meeting topic was the regionalization study of ACO, and I think we're narrowing down on having a final report to bring in. So stay tuned for that. I'm hoping that sometime in March or early April, we'll be bringing that in. Let's see. I did attend a Sports Haven meeting with the Attorney General's office. A couple of meetings ago, I think I told you that we had an election of officers for the Cold Spring Mobile Home Park Association, and we have a whole new batch of officers, so this meeting was an introduction. I've been reviewing the RFP for 6 and 8 Berkshire Ave. I'm going to be sending that off to council this week, and then hopefully, by mid-March, we'll have that published and ready to go out. And I've been addressing safety concerns at the town hall, as I'm sure many of you are aware, so we'll be talking about that later.
Steve, can you elaborate as much as you can on attended Boys and Girls Club follow-up meeting? What was that pertaining to? What was the outcome, and what are next steps that you're talking about?
Yeah, so right now, it was just, we did a series of surveys for community wants and needs. That information was forwarded off to different agencies. And so the purpose of the meeting was to revisit those surveys and make a plan to contact the Boys and Girls Club to see if they want to continue to, meet and talk. It was also a time for us to share ideas about, how that would look if we had space available at Tagil, those kinds of things.
Are you looking at other agencies?
Yeah.
The Y?
Yeah, Y's one. We haven't reached back out to them yet, and, we don't know what else is out there, so, there might be other organizations as well.
Okay. Any other questions for Steve? Okay. Moving on, review of weekly mail. Anyone want to pull anything?
We have Miss
I see
Gloria is here.
Miss Gloria's email.
And her email is
Hi.
in the-
Are you Gloria Fortunato?
Yes, I am. I'm Gloria Fortunato. I live in town, 52 Deer Run. And a few weeks ago, I posted in the Polite Facebook page what was going on for the 4th. And no answer. So I thought about it. I thought about the situation in my home, my family, my extended family, now me. And I put out, send me, private message me, and we'll see what we can do. Well, Alex Loss, Historical Commission, contacted Terry, and she asked me to call him. So I called him, and it was a monthly phone conversation. And I said, before I commit to anything, what is your dream? What do you see for the 4th? And he opened up. We're 16 weeks out from 4th of July. I counted. It's doable. So next week, the Historical Commission will have a meeting, the Town Hall Auditorium, 7 p.m., the 25th. You're all invited to come, observe, give input. Have no clue what the commission wants to do, but I was asked my background in running events. And I said, I've been in scouting 35 years. Oh, more than half of that has been as the events program for the Cub Scout program. I created, with the help of other people, ideas, sleepovers, campouts, fun days. I worked summer day camp. I have a background in teaching. I have a background in crafts. I have a background of not saying no, but and it's doable. It's just today I had a really long talk with my husband about how things were going health-wise for everybody in the family, the extended family. And so I am along for the ride if the commission will have me. I'm sure they have a lot of great ideas. There's so much the town could do together. The thing is, I'm asking for help if we needed it to, the town common, the old town hall, because sometimes the sun doesn't shine when you want. And to have venues around the common that we could place things in case it does rain. But that's it. I just wanted to come here, meet all of you, hear you. It's been a very interesting night. Beats doing the dishes. And just hope that one of you will come along, as Steve did for the town common lights. I contacted the Knights, Ed and Mary, Cliff McCarthy, Tom Stockton. I'd reach out to you, Jim, but I've lost your email. And it's exciting. This is one moment, singular moment in everybody's lives. I mean, who gets to see 250 years history unfold on our common? I just wanted to say hi and just tell you that the Historical Commission has it and they're working on it. But come next Wednesday, the 25th, 7 p.m. and we'd love to have you. Maybe we can get you to do some things. But that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you for being a shepherd to this town-wide flock.
Well, thank you for sharing what your ideas are and for stepping up.
Gloria, is that at Town Hall?
Yes, this town hall, the auditorium, 7 p.m. I'm thinking about baking. I'll see y'all.
Yeah, just a second.
Well,
Can I just say
Yes.
one thing? I've known Gloria a long time, and I can tell you that she, and I'm not going to get this right, so don't yell at me, but she has always said she will never recommend something that she's not willing to put the sweat equity into. And she has been true to that over those years. Anytime she's come forward with an idea, she's right there to help support it. And I want to just point out that Gloria is one of our happy helpers with the Helping Hutch, the food pantry that's located behind the Finnerty House.
Yeah.
And we have been getting a phenomenal amount of donations. We have bags of food inside, and we've been restocking that.
Wow.
The employees in the building have been restocking it as needed.
Yeah.
And Gloria's been right there helping, so.
That's very kind. I just,
yeah.
the librarian in me sort of took over. It's all organized. But yes, I mean, this is a town full of so much potential. And I'd like to remind you, as with anything that we've done, the doing of it is the easy part. It's the repeating of it that
That's
is
true.
difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, we did the lights. Now we branched out to a festival associated with that. We did the statue. Now we have to be more vigilant than ever about that. Now the stones in the guns stand are falling out. There's so many people with so many ideas. It's too bad we couldn't just collect them all, have them write a synopsis of what they see, and then just, when it comes time to fill something, just pluck that person out, because many people won't say no. I've come to love this town. I'm not from this town. I grew up in Ludlow. I'm not from Ludlow. I'm from Brooklyn. So it's amazing what we have here, and I would really hate to see it lost because a few folks will say, oh, somebody else will pick up the slack. It's getting tougher and tougher to find people.
Well, I mean, you've already reached out to some good partners.
Oh, golly, yeah. They're
And,
this, like I said.
Keep us posted, and it seems like...
Well, I'll see.
We
What
have
if I say
people on
I'll
the
bake? Will
board.
you come if I bake, huh? But I've got to go.
Gluten-free.
Oh,
I
I
do.
do. As my years as Cub Master, I've always baked gluten-free, nut-free.
There we go.
You know, you have to. Yeah. I didn't know that about you, John.
Mrs. Fortunato,
No,
one of my
the whole world
teachers,
does.
actually. So we go way back.
I didn't recognize him because, you know, you meet a person in your life and that's the
That's how
way
you tell
they
you're
look
from town.
forever. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you a
Like to
lot.
say to Steve, could we hold the town common July 4th? I know we don't have
Yeah.
an official application in, but could we at least hold it so no one writes it for them? And,
We can at least do that
yeah.
for right now. See what happens at the meeting.
Yep.
Sure.
With some
Thank you.
recommendations. Okay, review of weekly mail. I just want to bring up the Pathfinder annual budget meeting. I don't know if you saw that. Steve, can your office do send out an email, see who wants to go?
Yep.
All right.
I don't know if anybody from the finance committee goes. I'm assuming the chair's going to handle that, but how
Yeah.
many? Who wants
So
to?
I had emailed Melissa and I asked her if she was collecting the RSVPs, because I do want to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you
Oh,
want.
good, we can do that now. I want to go.
I plan on going.
I don't have to go. You guys can go.
I plan on going.
Okay.
If you two want to go.
No, I think we can all go. We can just post it.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't eat, trust me.
I'm just a big fan of Mr. Dutra. I like to see him in action. Okay, any other weekly mail review? Okay. Questions from the, weekly board reports. Jen, you want to start?
Yeah, so as Steve mentioned, we had a meeting to review what our priorities are for the One Stop this year. I just want to also, Dawn, our grants coordinator, I mean, she's incredible, so just kudos to, that was a great hire, she's amazing. She's helping organize all the folks in all of the departments. Summit planning continues, having a wayfinding meeting tomorrow. We had a meeting a week or so ago about Lake Wallace, the area in that general vicinity, and what we, like, the vision, so that there's like a collective vision. What we identified is we really need funding for somebody to come up with a concept plan that makes sense for that entire area, so we're hunting for money for that and reaching out to potential school partnerships. And then the other thing is the Mass Cultural Council Cultural District new guidelines are supposedly going to be released soon, early February. It's now mid-February. But our inside contact gave us some 411 on that, so stay tuned.
Excellent, thank you. Do you want to go next?
I can. February 4th, I attended the EDIC meeting. February 9th, I also attended the Hampshire County Group Insurance Trust IAC meeting, where the consultant Hilb did the presentation that Steve spoke about earlier about plan design changes, and then tri-board meeting on February 9th.
And 3 February school committee?
Yeah, didn't you go to the school meeting?
I did, yes, and the school committee meeting. Sorry.
Trying to help you out.
Thank you.
John?
3 February, I did school committee meeting. That's when they talked about their budget. 4 February, I did opiate settlement funds review with Gail Gamarosa, who's the chair, and with Jen Turner. I just wanted to learn more about how we could spend the money and what we could use the money for. It was a good informal meeting. I think they're making steps in the right direction and trying to bring things better for the town, which I think we're going to see a lot more come from that, which I'm excited for, actually.
Are you saying there's legislative changes?
No,
that are happening?
just how, not legislative changes, but like how to use the money, so like.
So
arts-
there are more things out there that we could
Yeah,
be, okay.
like, what is that? That
Like
thing called
mental health
mental health
counselors,
counseling,
things that are more applicable.
staff, mental health counselor, like that could potentially, so we're looking into those avenues to see if we can get some of that stuff.
Weren't they also talking about activities that can be done so that
Activities,
you're
yeah.
not doing drugs or alcohol?
Transportation costs to like a
Right.
facility to help you.
Yeah. No,
Right,
it's
social
really good stuff.
prescriptions,
Yeah.
right, things like that.
Steps in to
That's
help to
great.
benefit the population, and that stuff. For February, I did a fully field meeting. That was just to get everybody on the same page, because we have a bunch of work in Fully Field. We have the Pocket Park, we have the skate park, we have the Lake Wallace Trail. So it was kind of see who was gonna be the caretaker of that. Steve organized a little bit of that. Culture Council was there, DPW was there, Friends Lake Wallace was there. Rec was there, so we kind of agreed that rec should handle this, so if there's any kind of concerns, everything should go through the rec committee or rec.
That's great.
Then follow them through the chain of command to like Steve, to select board. Because right now there was no like person.
It's an orphan, yeah.
So like submitting grants would all go through the rec, so it makes everything easier. So if there's a concern with the trail, you call the rec, and the rec can then facilitate what's going on,
Great work.
which makes sense. 4 February did EDIC, I was online, then I drove here, got the rest of it, so I was dedicated for that, I just wanted to make sure. It was a big meeting for everybody, so. 9 February, we had the tri-board meeting. 11 February, I had a fireworks meeting with the rec department, so we talked about first steps, how are we gonna set up a fundraiser account, what's the planning, like the next planning, like we're gonna bring in police, fire, to talk about how we're gonna do parking, who's the volunteer aspect of it, so we're just gonna meet monthly until we get the fireworks up and going, so I just wanna keep everyone appraised of how we're going, I'm excited for it.
People are really excited about this, John.
So we gotta build the account so the donations can go into it, so the town's not collecting it, so we're just trying to work all that
So right
out.
now, we don't have a place where people can send money to? or-
Kyle's building all that through
Okay.
he can build it through his, what do you call those accounts, Steve?
Website.
Website.
It'd be a gift account.
Gift account, yep.
Okay,
I just wanna label it correctly so people know.
okay, that's great.
So that money will just stay there and evolve and be used for fireworks and stuff like that. Letters of interest will go out for donations, so that stuff is starting to process through. People should see that, even residents can donate, they're gonna go to businesses, stuff like that. 11 February, I also went from there to a veterans group meeting. We talked about veterans lunches for the summer and started to organize the veteran lunch for Veterans Day, which hopefully bringing Pathfinder back to help cook it, the prime rib dinner, so
Where
we're.
are those held, senior center?
Senior center, and there's summertimes are a vet center. So like getting transportation down there from the senior center or just driving yourself down there. The vet center puts it on in West Springfield. Talked about maybe getting the veterans truck here. It's a traveling truck that's at the Big E, you'll see it. So possibly bringing it to Belchertown somewhere and organizing that. So we're in early stages of that.
What is it?
Benefits, like trying to get people set up for benefits,
Oh, okay.
blood pressure checks,
Okay,
stuff for
great,
veterans.
great.
Haircuts or
Got
if you need something like that, it could be any veteran from Amherst, Belchertown, anywhere, but it's local and it's out here, but it's possible. And then the communication meeting was canceled, but I want to bring up, there wasn't enough for a quorum, but I wish Ed was still here. Ed and Chris are attending an AI hub that we were chosen for. There's 3 towns chosen, Cambridge, Mass, Boston, and Belchertown.
Wow.
So I want to give the kudos to them. There's 2 meetings. There's one going Thursday, then the following Thursday. So there's three of us in the
That's
state
amazing.
that are working on AI, and little old Belchertown compared to Boston and Cambridge are 2 ginormous towns, and we're in the front running. Good to that committee and
Yeah.
those folks kind of
That's
get established of AI.
Wow.
Probably stole your thunder there a little bit, but.
No, that's okay, yeah.
I just want to give that out there, that we're really pushing hard on it, and it's good for Belchertown to be chosen, so we're putting ourselves on the maps for little things like this.
That's excellent. Wow. My report is that I met with the chair and vice chair of EDIC, along with Steve, attended the EDIC meeting, attended the tri-board meeting, attended the Boys and Girls Club meeting, attended Belchertown Animal Relief Control bark at the animal control facility. And that really was a good meeting. I think we all learned a lot, and I got a tour, which was really nice. And then I attended the Belchertown MVP core team meeting. And that's about it. So, do we have any questions from the press? Is the press here? No.
I'm just curious,
Yep.
we skipped over 10.
We-
We don't usually do.
we
and I
skipped over
understand The future items for discussion.
Oh.
Do we know, I know the master plan matrix, I know Doug got PVPC to say that they would help fund, so I just didn't know. Do you know where that project is?
No, I didn't follow up with them, and you'll probably notice that that list got a little bit shorter. It's because we have stuff that was on that list that's on March 2nd and
Oh,
March
great.
17th.
Perfect.
So we took it off the,
Okay.
that. But I did not get a chance to follow up with them on that, but I do know PVPC is gonna help, fund the
Yep.
final step of that, so.
So happy.
The ratify appointment of Conservation Administrator?
I'm hoping March 2nd.
Okay, yeah, all right, excellent. Okay, we need to move into executive session.
I don't have, oh, you do have it. You have it, okay. I move that we enter into executive session, not to return to open session, MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21, subsection 5, to investigate charges of criminal misconduct or to consider the filing of criminal complaints.
I guess, okay, roll call?
Aye.
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 Okay, and that concludes the public meeting.
Second shut down here.
This conference is no longer being recorded.